mowing our Tritical today. Yeah, my son's mowing this field with our mower. And then, yeah, the guy that does our chopping has a triple mower. He's mowing this field over here, and we're going to start tedding it as well then. So, yeah, it does a really good job. It just spreads it all out really nice and even.
Here to check on the new happenings, and they have this is where the milkman, he could put his hose in through to get the milk, and it just lifts up and goes right inside. And then they put it has like a magnet in there, and that'll keep it shut.
We got all kinds of stuff happen this week. They got the milk line all completely in, and the wash fat's in over here in the corner, and the washer, milker washer, the washer for the milkers is mounted here on the wall. I think I did say about the plate cooler. We found a used plate cooler. This here is the filter holder. It's a used one they had. We're gonna move the one out of our old parlor, and they're just letting us use this one until we get done milking over there, and then we'll move that one over. So there's all kinds of stuff happened here in the utility room too. They got the vacuum pumps pretty much all done. They're wired up. They got the controls there on the walls mounted. They got the exhaust pipes with the mufflers on them out through the wall. A lot of the wiring's getting done. They have a lot of the lights in. They're not totally done, but probably another 2-3 days they will be. We found these steps we put here where we go up out of the utility room into the outside of the parlor. There was 2 sets. Actually, we found they were kind of skinny, so that's why we bought 2 sets. And my son Willie cut them apart and made one wider step. But yeah, we're gonna pour about a 4-inch pad on the bottom and make one more step at the bottom so that the top comes up right at the same height as the wall. But other than that, they sit in there pretty good and work pretty slick. But this is where it will go up and be on the outside of the parlor. Here's where the milk line comes across and goes through the wall into the milk house right on the other side of the wall. The wash line is going to come through the wall here, and then there's going to be 2 hoses. There's going to be 2 pieces come across and stick out here somehow. I'm not quite sure how that's all going to look. But then we'll have to connect 2 hoses here for the wash line. There will be on the drive control, there will be a button you push that'll say wash, and it'll automatically, when we're done, completely done milking and done washing down, it'll bring this, the rotary around and stop it right at the spot where it needs to be to hook the hoses up. So yeah, each milking will come up out of there and disconnect these hoses, and then yeah, we'll be ready to milk. It's really coming together. The milk line, we had to get new 2-inch, or not the milk line, the wash line. We had to get new 2-inch wash line bowed. We had mentioned about that before, but we're supposed to be getting that Tuesday. They need to put that in. Then they got a lot of the wiring done. It's coming along pretty good. I'm gonna guess probably, I'm not sure if we're gonna be milking here in 2 weeks, or we might end up waiting in 4 weeks, but we'll see how it all flows together. But it's not going to be too much longer.
We're talking whether 2 weeks or 4 weeks, because 2 weeks would be great, but in 4 weeks our daughter's getting married and we're not sure about the milking part, if it takes extra time and how we'll all work that out, but that kind of changes a lot of things there.
Yeah, we don't want to start milking about a week before her wedding, and the first couple days I'm pretty sure is going to be pretty rough. And then the day of her wedding, all of us will need to be at the wedding, and yeah, we don't want to have a mess for the hired help that's doing the work. But so yeah, if we can get milking in 2 weeks, that would be great. But if not, we're gonna wait till right after our daughter's wedding.
We had an interesting thing the other day. These are the heifers and dry cows. I was heading up past the milk house and all of a sudden heard the horn blowing, and this is the holding area right out here. And somehow this gate got left open, and so about 6, 8, 10 cows came through this alley and the whole way out there, and then there's a register there. Right now it's shut, and went down and got on the road, and then they decided to come running back, and they came running right back up to the barn. They kind of made a mess here in the alley, but they made it very simple. And at first we thought they were the cows that were supposed to be in this pen, and we couldn't find a gate open, so we started putting them in there and then realized that they were the milk cows. So we just sent them back through that gate and they got milked. So that was pretty simple, but that wasn't very good though. Here's the office all done. It looks like it could use a coat of paint or something. I don't know. My chickens are just singing away, eating their food. My goose there, he's getting pretty old. I'm not sure how old he is, but my youngest son, he's 25 now, and he was pretty little when we got him. So some of his cousins had some white geese, and they had a bunch of babies, and he got this one and brought it home and tamed it up, and it's been with our chickens ever since. And yeah, it has to be a he, because we never got no eggs or anything. But I really like him, but his legs are getting kind of tired. Oh, he holds his own pretty good with the chickens. I have one rooster there, and the other day he decided he was going to get me. And so I caught him, and they say if you catch them and pick them up, they don't like that. And he hasn't bothered me since. So as long as he stays that way, he can continue living here. But if it changes, he's not gonna be very welcome. But not next week, but the next week, I'm gonna start getting some chicks. Sometimes I order them through the mail, and sometimes we get them at Rural King. But I'll probably go up to Rural King and see what I can find. I used to always have turkeys, and I haven't had any for a couple years, so it's about time to get some more turkeys. But these chickens are laying very well. Like, I have a lot of eggs in each of these boxes. I get not quite 3 dozen every day. Some days I get 3 dozen, not every day, but pretty close. But chickens they're always singing, and they fight too, but generally they sing. Some of these goats are starting to really bag up. They're gonna have their babies here in, let me see, I think the week after Mother's Day is what we're hoping. Last year they had their babies right over Mother's Day. You are noisy. And our church always has a ladies retreat, so Arlen got the privilege of taking care of them. But I think we put the belly in a little bit later, and so hopefully they all wait to have their babies till I get back. It's more we like to put them in we like to divide them out and put them in different pens for a couple days, a week or so, and they do better with taking care of their babies. I don't know what. They already had food. You're fine. You're fine. Oh, they grind their teeth. It sounds awful. What's the matter? I didn't think they all were here. The rest of them are out there in the pasture. Yeah, there they are. I was thinking I was missing some of them. It was like, that doesn't see, and then it's like, oh, I decided they were in the shed. Here they come. This white goat, that's her baby. Her baby's actually not very tame, but she's the shortest little one. She's the boss of them all, and she gets so fat. She looks like she's gonna have like 4 babies, and last year she had exactly 1 baby. We had a trampoline when our children were little, and now they all have their own places. And the trampoline was sitting here, so we moved it out here in the goat pasture. And then we found this old set of steps, and nobody will go up right now, but they'll go up the steps and get on the trampoline. But of course, when I want them to, then nobody says they'll go up. Well, maybe there's one. Any other time, they're always out here. If you look out here during the day, they're always out here laying on the trampoline. That or underneath of it. Got my friends down here.
It's supposed to get really cold tonight. Supposed to get a chance of frosting, and tomorrow's supposed to be really windy and pretty chilly. So I'm shutting these curtains on the back side of the freestall barn, mainly because the wind tomorrow would blow all the sawdust half out of the stalls here. So yeah, pretty slick how these things work. We'll probably have to open it back up Monday morning because it's supposed to get warm again on Monday. But yeah, if we let them open sometimes, but when it gets up 30-mile-an-hour gusts like they're talking about, it kind of whips in through there and just blows the sawdust right out of the stalls, and that's not very nice either.
We brought the gator over, and all these heifers, they would have used to have been up at the other heifer barn, and we feed them grain with the gator, and they all think they're going to get fed about now. They're being quite the bunch of beggars. We came out through the gate and they're following us.
We're just getting started to milk here, and they're out here doing the merging. They came in around midnight and started. He said he has, I forget how many acres, 350 acres maybe to get merged today. So yeah, we're getting it all merged up a while. There's a lot of stuff about to happen here today. We have our Tritical all mowed down, about 105 acres, and yeah, we got the blade hooked up with the block on the back of the tractor, and they're on their way. We should be getting started here shortly. Chopping her up. I didn't feel any of it yet, but it looks like it's about the right moisture. This one field that we got into was a little thinner than the rest. It wasn't quite as tall, and yeah, just not gonna add up quite like the rest is. The first field we chopped was a 9-acre piece up here, and we got 7 truckloads or truck and cart loads off of that one. And then yeah, this field's I think 13 acres. Then we got 2 other big fields out here. It's not quite, almost 80 acres between them 2. They're both really heavy, but this field here that was a little thinner and shorter, it's a lot drier than the rest is, but it'll still make good feed. It's kind of in the middle of the trench here, so it's not like it's gonna be on top or anything, so glad it ain't all quite this dry though. Well, we're getting it about full. Yeah, we have a good problem this year. It's not gonna all fit in. We can probably get 3 or 4 loads in here yet. They're bringing the bagger. There's probably gonna be 10 or 12 load to go in the bagger. Yeah, if it was only a couple load, we'd squeeze it in here somewhere. But with the late cut Tritical we're gonna do that's headed out, we're gonna have our other trench to actually, we'll probably fill 2 trenches with that. 2 smaller trenches. We're about ready to cover it here. We didn't get started till later. They had another small job they went and did before ours, and then they had a breakdown here. A seal went out of a hose, and that held us up about an hour, but we're getting it done.
In all things, in all things, in all things, you're working it out, working it out. In all things, all things, in all things, you're working it out, working it out for the good of those you called according to your purpose, for the good of those you called according to your plan. Well, you are working for the good. Yeah, you are working for the good. We will trust in you. We will trust, we will see you move. We will trust in you. Oh, we will trust, we will see you move. For the good of those you called according to your purpose, for the good of those you called according to your plan, and for the good of those